Hello and welcome to the Dragon Way Extra coverage brought to you by WDAY Extra, the TV home of the MSU Moorhead Dragons. And thanks to our friends at Concordia St. Paul for allowing us to use the footage today as we revisit one of the most incredible games in Dragon football history.
Concordia trying to get into the win column in this 2015.
September 12th, that's a great day on the calendar. Yeah, no.
Happy birthday.
And it would be Moorhead getting the game's first big play as Zane Medhog found a hole, breaking free on the left side of the field, 66 yards into the end zone. The touchdown giving Moorhead an early 7.
I remember this day was not going very well.
It was
almost mind-boggling how we just couldn't get ourselves back on track.
And we played so well the week before against Winona at home, a home opener, and then it was like,
yeah,
the wheels were just spinning.
And I don't know if this team won a game or they won one or two games the entire year. It was crazy how much we struggled. It probably didn't help that Hodge, I think, hurt his shoulder somewhere in the first quarter and never told anybody.
Yeah. He was always beat up.
I remember we had to clap before we snapped it. And all their defensive players were clapping in the whole first half. The line was so upset.
Early on in the second half, they go deep. Damon Gibson, their downfield threat, will make that catch, set up another touchdown, which made it 17-7.
I know we're still in the first half or somewhere, but I don't know if you guys remember the last drive. Obviously, you remember the last drive, but we used our timeouts to get the stop and then the punt, and there was just under 30 seconds left, and I'm on the sideline like, hey, we got a shot. And the only thing I believed we had a shot was to block the punt. And as soon as the punt got off, I'm like, yeah, we got a shot. But inside, I'm like, we don't have a prayer. But on the outside, I'm trying to sell it like I'm selling ice to an Eskimo.
I remember turning to somebody and just saying, hey, we got Gistra and we got Damon Gibson. We got a shot. Like, these guys could break one off. Yeah, so I wasn't worried about you scoring at all.
Nobody was worried about Corey.
No.
My wife, after the game on the sideline, had this dazed look, and I was like, yeah, it's crazy or whatever. I didn't find out till the next day that she took the kids to the bathroom, thought the game was over, so she was on her way out to beat the crowd and didn't see the end, didn't even realize we won because they didn't switch the score right away. So it was a wild ending.
Abe, I don't know if you remember, but as that drive was going, before the first snap, you looked at me and said, we're going to score. And we sat there on a knee next to each other, and I was just like, yep, sure.
We should have scored the first play, too. Damon, he almost scored on a 94-yard touchdown or whatever it was. Barely stepped out of bounds.
Here it is right here.
Corey, thank you for being so tiny that you can just control your body in a small space.
Yeah, the good thing for you is it's just a normal step.
If you had anything bigger than size 6 cleats, I don't know if you would have been in, but
yeah, they said tiptoeing, but it was just walking.
I'm pretty sure that was a made-up play we ran at the end too. And so my whole purpose of my goal, or my whole purpose of my route, was just to get close to Damon as I possibly could.
Because we weren't going to throw it to you. I think Coach Anderson couldn't come into the locker room afterwards. He was like, his heart was racing. And stayed in the car.
Yeah, sure. Damon almost blocked that thing.
Stepping up again.
Hodge gave it everything he had.
This was almost just as good as Corey's catch. There, unreal.
Time is expired. Chased out by Jordan Halverson. Fires for the end zone. Ball in the air. Tipped. And
I remember too, once they said touchdown, I just stayed on a knee. I couldn't believe it. My body was in shock.
With a toe in bounds, the receiver hold it in.
I didn't get to that pile till late.
Yeah, all I did was, as soon as I caught the ball, was just look at the ref because all it mattered is what he said.
On the final play of the game,
I'm pretty sure I almost threw out my arm here because I was fist pumping so hard my shoulder was sore.
Off his back foot, off the hand of Damon Gibson, right into the arms of Corey Ambrose in the back quarter of the end zone. That would do it. Moorhead winning a
Actually pointing up, throw it up.
Was that just all reaction, Corey? Like it just was there.
Yeah, I didn't have to move my arms. All I had to do was let it hit my chest, pretty much.
That's how you caught every ball. Smack that sternum.
Oh gosh, Sports Center, look out.
Well, I want to go back. What was number one?
A Hail Mary from the 23-yard line.
Not fair.
No, the number one was a soccer player, and I was so mad.
Dave.
That gives me goosebumps just watching it again, though.
I mean, how many drives go 90-some yards with no timeouts? In
less than 30 seconds.
Yeah. There can't
Yeah,
be
how did the clock get stopped on Damon's second catch?
We had to spike.
Oh, we
Spike.
did?
Yeah.
Could always count on Hodge to be able to make that pass.
Yep. He was really good at throwing it into the ground.
That's wild.
It's funny how you said you didn't really think we had a shot, but I just remember going out there and I'm like, yeah, we could probably still do this. And, you know, I don't know why. We just had a really good offense and
yeah, we can score here. What?
Yeah, the next game, didn't we beat Augie at home and started off 3-0 that year?
Yeah, that was the one we had last week on the show.
Yeah, I just remember after that game.
Blew up for that whole ride home, and it's probably the longest stretch of I've ever been on it in social media. But I can't imagine, Corey, like what it was like for you.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember, I think it might have been Dom Izzo, either texting me or somebody told me just to watch ESPN tonight or watch SportsCenter tonight. And, yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. And a lot of people from home and stuff like that were talking to me. And I don't know. It was just cool growing up, always watching, SportsCenter's top 10 plays. And I probably said this 1,000 times, but just, going to a Division II school, you still don't ever expect to be on SportsCenter, but it was awesome. So never forget it.
First Dragon on SportsCenter has got to be.
Yeah, I remember we were doing that WDAY little interview with Damon, and they made me stand on like this 6-inch block, so I was close, a reasonable height. And
Still wasn't taller than Damon.
no, I still was like 6 inches shorter, but
They couldn't get you and Damon both on the screen. Your heads would be too far apart.
that's literally what happened. Yeah, honestly, I wasn't paying attention at all to my feet. I was just trying to catch the ball, so I'm glad I got at least one in.
Hey, it was true, right, that Danielson passed out in the coach's box?
Yeah, it was something because he didn't come down to the locker room. I was like, what's going on? He's like, and this was way after. He's like, I had to stay up there. I like passed out. My chest was thumping, and I just had to sit there. I couldn't even get out of the box for like 45 minutes.
he's probably sitting there and he's probably like, good, Corey.
Yeah, because we couldn't find him. I couldn't find him after the game. We got out of the locker room, whatever, and I was like, I haven't even seen him yet. Yep.
I think my favorite part after that, honestly, was just walking back to the locker room and just like trying to recap, like try to think through what actually happened. And after everything kind of settled down, you're just like, oh, like just thinking through it was just like, oh, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, did I just catch a tip pass Hail Mary to win the game? Yeah, God, crazy.
I remember in the locker room there was definitely that kind of, wow, did we just do this? And then there were some guys that had already flipped pretty quick, like, can you believe we played so bad and we had to win like that? That's ridiculous. And I remember saying, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter how you win, because we'd been on the flip side of those where we'd had some crazy losses. Like, I don't care if it was improbable, crazy, call it lucky, whatever. We had enough go against us. We deserve a good one. So let's just take
Adam, where were you for that play?
What's that?
Where were you?
I was on the opposite side, but I knew it wasn't coming to me.
How many guys were on you?
I'm sure 4.
I'm sure probably 2, because there was probably another wideout over there too. You know what? I don't remember that play at all, to be honest. I remember he caught it. We're celebrating. We won. It's kind of all I remember.
So
Well, because you remember, because I don't remember if it was the year before or year after. I think Concordia St. Paul beat us on a last-second field goal or something. Year before. So, I mean, how many times when you talk about Dragon football were we knocking on the door of so many close games and didn't come up with a victory? And this one just finally felt like a breakthrough moment where, God, we got a bounce or a tip in this case. You know, it was one of those moments where it really felt like the program shifted in a moment.
Because then we started winning some of those games, you know, a couple Wayne State games that went down to the wire, the Upper Iowa game where they doinked the field goal to miss it at the end. And it's like it just started things going. Now, instead of kind of like what Corey said in the show, here we go again. Now it's kind of like, hey, like we really do have a shot. We're going to pull ourselves out of the tailspin. And, you know, that's a big difference, I think. Things never done before.
The number 1 play was, but I don't know whether this mattered to you guys or not, but that was your 5th straight win. I mean, you guys were doing some stuff that, like Coach Lockway had preached, you had never done before, and that was my first Hail Mary, which was pretty fun. So thank you guys. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.